Hello, welcome to Locked on Sharks, the premier hockey podcast of your favorite team in the Bay Area. And Erik Karlsson and Timo Meier are having magical seasons for the Sharks as they power the Sharks in a 4-3 overtime win against the Tampa Bay Lightning. So we're going to talk about what these guys are doing, continue to talk about how amazing they are, break down the game, and whatever else might come up in today's episode of Locked On Sharks.
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
I'm your host, JD Young, contributor at Fear the Fin, RIP, and San Jose Hockey Now. I want to thank you for making Locked On Sharks your first listen. We're free and available wherever you get podcasts. And of course, you can watch this on YouTube as well. And the only Sharks podcast that is your team every day, 5 days a week. So, Sharks win 4-3 in overtime. Timo Meier, Erik Karlsson continuing to put the team on their back as they've done all year. Erik Karlsson with a casual 3-point night with a goal and 2 assists, and Timo Meier with 2 goals, including the game winner in overtime. And yeah, they're really good at hockey. I know we had a lot of Devils fans get mad at myself and Kyle because we had the audacity to ask for good players in return for Timo Meier. No, they're not going to get Luke Hughes. We were having a conversation about what if you ask for Luke Hughes? Again, that doesn't mean they're going to get. But anyway, Timo Meier is really good at hockey. He is putting together a magical season for the Sharks. So he hit 30 goals so far this year. He did that in 52 games. Not a math guy. 82 games. 52 games played, 30 games left. Grant, we don't know if he's going to play the rest of them with the Sharks, but Timo is starting to enter exclusive company in Sharks history with what he's doing right now. 30 goals so far this year. That puts him right now. That is, if Timo doesn't score another goal for the Sharks this year, he will have the 24th best season in Sharks history in terms of goal production. If Timo gets 5 more, puts him at 35, he will tie his career high, puts him at 13th best in team history. If Timo gets 10 more goals this year, 40 goals, that will put him at 5th. We're talking Danny effing Heatley territory. Heatley has 39. Here's the Sharks players who have scored 40 goals or more. Jonathan Cheechoo, 56, of course. Owen Nolan, 44. Patrick Marleau, 44. Joe Pavelski, 41. That is the end of the list. We're talking about some of the greatest players in Sharks history there. I know Cheechoo's career was much shorter, but he won the Rocket Richard that season, right? That's one of the most, memorable seasons in Sharks history. Owen Nolan, the Sharks' first superstar, right? Patrick Marleau, Mr. Shark, literally Mr. Shark. Joe Pavelski, one of the most beloved Sharks, died for our sins in Game 7. You're going to be up among these players, right? Again, Tomas Hertl is on his career high is 35. Logan Couture, his career high is 34. Patrick Marleau's only scored over 40 once, and you could argue he's probably the best at least pure goal scorer in Sharks history. I'm going to give it to him just with how long he did it, et cetera, et cetera. Again, Timo Meier is having a career. He's having a magical season for the Sharks this year. And the Sharks, if they do trade him, as of right now, I'm still I think they're going to trade him. if they do trade him, you should ask for something very good in return because Timo Meier is very good. And again, it's crazy what he's doing right now, especially on a team that is really bad, right? Like it's Timo Meier and Erik Karlsson. And what Erik Karlsson is doing right now, again, having a legendary season for the Sharks. So adding 3 points tonight puts him at a very nice 69 points for the season. So if Erik Karlsson doesn't play another game this year, he doesn't score another point, he has 69 points right now. That is the 31st best. Again, Erik Karlsson, he's played 52 games. For a guy who's very injury prone, knock on wood, he's played 52 games out of 52 games this year. So there's 3 players that have done that for the Sharks this year who played all 52 games. But he's at 69 points. Very nice. 31st in Sharks history. If he gets, 10, that's a couple weeks worth of work for Mr. Karlsson there. 10 points. Puts him at 13th, tied with Joe Pavelski in his 2013-2014 year. Remember, Brent Burns holds the Sharks record for defenseman at 83 in his 18-19 season when he won the Norris. Was that the year he won? Anyway, that was the year or the year before. Whatever. He was very good. Puts him at 83. Erik Karlsson has 69 points right now, and we're 52 games into the season. Okay. Here's the top 10 points scorers for the Sharks. We'll see where Erik Karlsson lands on this list. So number 10 is Brent Burns, 83 points. I think Karlsson is well on his way to catch that. Number 9, Marleau also had 83. Owen Nolan, 90, and the 1990-2000 season at 84. Joe Thornton, you're going to hear this name a lot here, had 86. The 08-09 season, Patrick Marleau, 05-06 season, had 86. Thornton had 89 in his the 9-10 season. Joe Thornton had 92 in his 2005-2006 season. Jonathan Cheechoo in his Rocket Richard had 93. And then Thornton had 96 in the 07-08. And then Thornton had 114 in his 06-07. So Erik Karlsson has, again, a chance to be among elite names in Sharks lore here. The way he is playing. Could we be looking at Joe Thornton, number 1, Erik Karlsson, number 2 in the points records for the Sharks by the end of the season? Again, the way he's playing, he put up a very casual 3 points tonight with a goal and 2 assists. So, I mean, you have to think that Brent Burns' mark for points for a defenseman in a season is probably going to be toast, most likely. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch his goals. We'll see. Brent Burns did have 29 goals. Was that the season he had? One of those seasons. I can't remember if he had. Anyway, whatever. Brent Burns he had a Norris, and then he had 29 goals in a season. I don't know. I don't know if we'll see Karlsson catch that record, but I think he can catch the points record for defensemen for the Sharks. I don't know if he's going to catch the assist record. Joe Thornton has 92 assists in a season. Erik Karlsson has 52. He would need 40 assists in 30 games. I wouldn't put it past him. So, again, Erik Karlsson is on pace to have put his name among hallowed names in Sharks history. So, both those guys, very good at hockey. So, before we continue, get into the actual game some more and discuss kind of the lines, how they look. Kaapo Kahkonen's big night. Do want to let you know about our friends over at FanDuel. Of course, you guys know this weekend is Super Bowl weekend, and the only app you need for your Super Bowl party is FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. We're really excited about our new sports betting partner for Locked On because they're the #1 sportsbook in America, FanDuel. If you're new to FanDuel, it's even better. They have so many great features that make betting on sports fun and easy. Download FanDuel now so you can bet Super Bowl 57 with a no-sweat first bet. You get to $3,000 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. FanDuel also lets you bet on everything from money line to point spread to who will score a touchdown. Guys who I love score a touchdown. Jalen Hurts rushing touchdown. Give me a Travis Kelce touchdown. I just think those guys are going to score touchdowns. That's what they do. So the FanDuel Sportsbook app is safe, secure, and super easy to use. Best of all, you get your paid your winnings instantly. So join FanDuel today at FanDuel.com/lockedon to claim your no sweat first bet on Super Bowl 57. That's FanDuel.com/lockedon. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. All right, so let's get into kind of the game some more. Look at the lines, how they performed. Sharks haven't played in a while, so let's kind of get a nice refresher of what the lines actually looked like in this game. So, especially trades, kind of some new look lines, right? So we had Timo Meier, Tomas Hertl, Noah Gregor, Mikey Eyssimont, Logan Couture, Alexander Barabanov, Oscar Lindblom, Nico Sturm, Nick Bonino, and then Gadovich, Lawrence, and Svechnikov. Harrington was partnered with Karlsson on the D pairs, Vlasic, Benning, Ferraro, and McDonald, and then Kaapo Kahkonen started tonight. So as for the lines, I guess before we get into the lines, the Sharks got dominated in this game when it came to the analytics and all that, the stats. But credit to them, they looked like a team who had not played in the first kind of 10 game, hadn't played in a while. First game back, some very sloppy hockey, a lot of penalties, especially in their first period. A lot of that's just, like the stick infractions and those sloppy penalties are just because you haven't played hockey in a long time. But credit to the Sharks, they hung in this game, right? It looked like, especially after the first period, it looked like it was on its way to be a 6-1, 6-2 type of game by the Lightning where they were just going to steamroll the Sharks. And the Sharks hung in this game and, ended up coming back and winning this game in no small part to, one, their penalty kill, which you should not be giving up 6 power play opportunities to the Lightning, especially with how good the Lightning are on the power play. But Kaapo Kahkonen was awesome tonight, and we'll get into Kaapo Kahkonen here a little bit more in a bit. But again, 5-on-5, Lightning had 66% of the shots. The shot attempts were 63-31 shot attempts. That's 5. This is all 5-on-5. Actual shots were 33-17. High danger chances were 16-12. Scoring chances were 43-16. Again, the Lightning dominated this game. Expected goals for was 3.12 to 2.02. Again, this is just 5-on-5. So the Sharks, they'll give them credit. They didn't get a lot of shots, but when they did, they made the most of them. So they're quality over quantity as they have tended to play this season. But the forward lines, though, none of them are pretty. Just, again, when you give up that many shot attempts and you get outshot that badly, the numbers don't look that great. But Gregor, Hertl, Meier, we'll see with Gregor. You don't have enough top 6. I mean, you have Barabanov and Meier are top 6 forwards. And Eyssimont been playing well. I know he played really well before the vacation. But again, I think on most teams, Mikey Eyssimont is a 3rd or 4th line winger. The Sharks have a lot of 3rd or 4th line wingers on their team, but Noah Gregor's kind of getting the extended tryouts right now. We'll see how extended, or at least until Kevin Labanc. Kevin Labanc should be back, but whatever that situation is going on. But anyway, if you have Labanc on this line, Labanc, Hertl, Meier, makes a lot of sense, right? Then you have Barabanov, Couture, Eyssimont. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Then you could have, Sturm, Bonino, Gregor, Sturm, Bonino. You can kind of shuffle around the bottom 6 how you want. But anyway. But Gregor, Hertl, Meier played 10-13, got outshot 8-17. Again, none of these lines are going to look pretty right now. Actual shots on goal were 6-9. Did produce 1.16 expected goals for. So again, here's the rest of the forward lines. 0.13 expected goals for, 0.02, 0.12, 0.050. That was basically all the other shifts. The Hertl-Meier line did all the damage tonight. They had 6 scoring chances, gave up 12, had 5 high danger, gave up 5 as well. And a lot of neutral zone starts for them, 8 neutral zone starts. Barabanov, Couture, AC Mont, 643. Shot attempts a little bit closer, 6-9, 4-5 actual shots. Did give up a goal, but like I said, none of these other lines really did much offensively, producing quality offense. Did have 3 scoring chances, 1 high danger chance for. Gadovich, Lorenz, Sveshnikov, 536, 3 shot attempts for, gave up 6. Actual shots was 1-3. Didn't produce much. 0.02 expected goals for. No scoring chances, no high danger chances. So, yeah. Ugh. Lindblom, Sturm, Benino, 446, 2 shot attempts, 4 given up, 1 shots for, 3 shots allowed to give up a goal as well. 1 scoring chance, give up 2, 1, whatever. So, yeah. So we'll see. Whatever Kevin Labanc has done to be in the doghouse, I mean, who knows? I know there's Sharks fans, there's plenty of Sharks fans Kevin Labanc is, of course, like kind of the big dividing between Sharks fans of, is he good or is he not good? The analytics say he's very good. The eye test sometimes can be a little deceiving. Is it because he's playing with Timo and Tomasz and they kind of are, he's, kind of gets to hang out as much, but the numbers that he drives. Anyway, whatever he did, I don't know if he ran over David Quinn's dog or something. Like, you got to do something with Labanc. You can't, he's making too much money for you to just be riding the bench for this long. Right? Like, you have to play him or you have to do something. I know he's got 1 more year left on his deal. I don't think he wants to be traded, right? His wife's pregnant, all that fun stuff. But I mean, he is your 4th highest paid forward, right? You have Hertl, you have Couture, you have Meier. So he might be potentially your 3rd highest paid forward soon. And he's riding the bench. Like, what are we doing here? Yeah, I'm very interested to see what the Sharks do with Kevin Labanc here. You haven't heard that he's available, but again, Mike Greer has basically said everyone's available. But yeah, I think you have to, at some point, you got to do something. You can't just kind of keep stringing this along and not playing him. He's too talented to not be in the lineup. Unless this is some 4D chess thing where he's too good and you don't want him out there. I don't know. But yeah, you have to make a decision on what to do with Kevin Labanc. You can't just keep it's not a good look for the organization to kind of have, again, your 4th highest paid forward constantly riding the bench, and especially when you kind of trotting out the guys that they're trotting out right now. So again, who knows what's going on behind the scenes. Again, I am just a guy who's just like many of you guys, reading stuff, watching the games, reading stuff on the internet. Who knows? But I think you have to do something you have to figure out the Kevin Labanc situation here in a second. So before we continue, I want to talk about Kaapo Kahkonen, his strong night, all that good stuff, kind of what he did tonight. Do want to let you know about our friends over at Built Bar. Built Bar, the delicious treat. You don't want all the fat and calories. That's where Built Bar comes in. You got through the holidays, and now you kind of ate a little bit too much, or just trying to eat healthier right now. Built Bar's the way to go. Best thing about them, each bar is covered in 100% real chocolate, but they're still good for you. They have only 130 calories, 4 grams of sugar, and a whopping 17 grams of protein. And they come in great flavors like churro, peanut butter brownie, coconut almond. And if you're like me and you're very impatient, you don't like waiting for things to come in the mail, head over to Walmart, pick up a box. They have a 4-bar box of cookies and cream. You can get double chocolate. You can get coconut puffs. Those are over in the pharmacy section. Or if you have a Sam's Club membership, Go in there. You get a 13-bar box with their hit flavors of brownie batter and churro. Or, of course, if you want a wide variety of flavors to find out which one is your favorite, go to built.com. They always got new flavors popping up there. Or like I said, get the assortment box. That way you get a little bit of everything and find out which one is your favorite. So make sure you guys are checking out Built Bar at Walmart, Sam's Club, or built.com. Okay, Kaapo Kahkonen. He was very, very good tonight. This is 2 games in a row now where he has strung together some quality games for the Sharks and kept them in games that they probably should have lost this Lightning game, but Kaapo Kahkonen stole the game for them. He was very good tonight. All situations. So again, with goalies, we like to look at all situations to kind of see what they're dealing with. 37 shot attempts, shots against, 34 saves, 3 goals against. Expected goals against was 3.88, 919 save percentage, 289 goals against average, 15 high danger shots. So the Lightning were making his life hard, and he stood tall. 13 saves on those 15 high danger shots, 11 mid danger, 10 saves there, and 11 low danger, 11 saves there. It's what you need to see from Kaapo Kahkonen. I talked about on yesterday's episode of who needs to have a big second half of the season, and I said Kaapo Kahkonen does, because again, we know the Sharks, they're going to be in the market for a goaltender this offseason. Unless you think Eetu Makiniemi is ready to take the reins of being a backup goalie, I don't think we're quite there yet. I like how he's played, but again, you want to give yourself a little buffer, and I think Mike Grier is going to be one of those guys who's going to be very cautious about it, right? You're going to probably sign another veteran type of guy, have Eetu Makiniemi who can, once he's ready to take that job, he will take that job type of situation. But you don't want to worry about 2 things, right? You don't want to have to worry about having to replace Kaapo Kahkonen and find a backup for Kaapo Kahkonen. If you can just find a backup for Kaapo Kahkonen, makes your life a little bit easier. But again, especially that third period where the Lightning came out in the beginning of the third period and they looked like they were trying to end the game right there. Remember, it was 3-2 after the end of the start of the third period, 3-2, and the Lightning came out and kind of just dominated the shots, and they looked like they were ready to start getting things going. Kaapo Kahkonen kept him in the game, and the Sharks were able to score on that weird Harrington-Gadovich. I guess they gave it to Gadovich. Harrington shot it, bounced off like 7 people, and went in. I guess Gadovich was the last one where it bounced off of. But Kaapo Kahkonen, and then after that, Kaapo Kahkonen, he shut the door on the Lightning basically after the first period, and they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power play chances in there. 4 power play chances in there, and he shut the door on them constantly. This is what you want to see. You want to build this trust with Kaapo Kahkonen so that way he can prove to you, yes, I can be a number 1 guy for this team. I know this team's probably not going to be winning anything for a while, but if you can figure out what you have in Kaapo Kahkonen, if it's, hey, I have a really, really, really good 1B, or, out of him, and then you go find another goalie who can be that tandem. Again, most teams, right, unless you have a Vasilevsky or somebody like that, you need somebody who can start 40 games for you. That's the hope, right? If you get someone who can start 40 games for you, the other guy can start 42 games for you. You're probably, you need guys like that, right? No, unless you're one of the elite guys who's going to be playing 55, 60 games a season, you need a guy who can give you 40 games, 40, 45 games, and then you're feeling really good. And I think Kaapo Kahkonen can continue to build on this performance and show that, yes, I can be a solution to the upcoming whatever you're going to call the Sharks. I can be a solution for you instead of being a problem. And the Sharks have had problems in goalies the last few years, right? James Reimer hasn't been a problem. He's been a solution, but not a long-term. He's a bandage right now as the Sharks try to figure it out. Kaapo Kahkonen, he's still young enough where he could be a long-term solution. Worst case scenario, if, being a really, really high-end backup, kind of that second guy. So love to see this from Kaapo Kahkonen. Be interested, especially because the Sharks, they don't really have their back-to-backs are kind of going to be dwindling down as the season kind of ends here. Interesting to see if Kaapo Kahkonen can kind of take the reins right now and turn this season around and feel really good about his performance as the season ends and kind of erase any question marks as you go into the off season and try to put together a more competent team heading into this off season going into next year. So good for Kaapo Kahkonen. Let's see if I kind of think he gets the start against the Panthers, see if he can back it up. That's a Panthers team that is fighting for their playoff spots, fighting for their playoffs lives. They just beat the crap out of this Lightning team 7-1 the other night. So yeah, if you can do this again against the Panthers, then we have a really, really good feelings about Kaapo Kahkonen going forward. So that's going to do it for me tonight. Today, whenever you're listening to this, follow me on Twitter at myfryhole. You can listen on Amazon, Spotify, Apple Music. You can watch on YouTube as well. You can follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Locked On Sharks. And until tomorrow, I think we're doing a crossover, me and Armando from the Panthers. So we're going to be talking some Sharks Panthers. So yeah, until tomorrow. Bye, friends.